What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Franco and this is Trading Futures Live. I want to talk about the 3 trades that I took today, 1 break even and 2 losing trades, and the dollar. I want to check on the dollar. So let's jump right in. All right, instead of me reviewing the H1 today, I will go to the H1 for another metric. For now, I just want to point out this was my break-even trade. The first one, I was accounting for this to move from this level to the upside and continuation for the long side of the market. But instead of when I got in here, right? Instead of this thing going freely to the upside, we did have some not high quality supply, but I would say supply nevertheless. Stop the price. But what happens is that in the meantime, while this thing was going sideways here, the dollar collapsed. When the dollar collapsed, I made the decision to move my stop break even because the dollar reaching demand means that this market was going down, right? So they stopped me out break even right here. They stopped me out break even right here. It continued to the downside, okay? So after the dollar hitting demand, I was expecting it to come back to a certain level, specifically the open from London, and then continue its path to the downside, okay? But the dollar never did that. What it did is that it came back to the London open, and for the rest of the day, it was chopping. It came back to the demand, up to the supply, back to the demand, up to the supply. And the market ultimately ended up higher today. Okay, so this was my first trade. My second trade was this level, right? And I'm going to point out few mistakes that I can see, right? Number one, this was the overnight low. That's not bad per se. The trade was not very bad. I did have the internals aligned. The ADQD was not bad. The ADQD was very good. Even though it was on the negative side, it was dropping, and by the time I was putting the long right here, and the tick chart was diverging a little bit, not much, a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I tried this one limit order. It was kind of a bit of aggressive trade, but nevertheless I took it. They took me out here for a full loss. My worst mistake was retaking this trade immediately after they stopped me out for a few reasons. Number one, risk management. Right? I already lost the trade. I'm not going to say it's the first time I do this. I've done it in the past. Probably it was a bit of an impulsive reaction from my end. But I ended up putting the trade here. The market never got higher than this level. And then I got stopped out twice in the same area. Right? The dollar and the internals were pointing out for a market bounce. So I want to be clear. Even though I lost money, I was right in the decision to go long. That doesn't mean it's good. I'm very frustrated with myself today because I did not have the right amount of patience to wait for the right area to be hit. I was trying to rush into this trade because of the internals. I was feeling a little bit of FOMO. Even though this thing was not going up, I was feeling FOMO here, and I ended up losing twice of what the real zone. So I want to show you the real zone. The real zone was created on Friday. If you go back on Friday, you have this entire consolidation, and this is a very typical formation that I use very frequently. I called it explosive accumulation. You have a leg in, some bases, right? An explosive move up and never came back till today. And you can find all this picture along the chart in the 500 volume chart. You can find it very frequently, but the important part here is the context. Where is the dollar at? Where is the internal? Where is the tick chart? Where is the ADQD, right? Is the right combination what makes a zone more effective than other, okay? So here came back around like 10:30 and it bounced from there. And the story is the market went up plus 1%, okay? Very frustrating for me. Here is the chart that I wanted to show you on the H1. This is the drawdown chart, okay? So this is for those who don't read this frequently or don't know how to read this, the zero right here, sorry, is a new equity peak, right? Every time this thing goes to zero right here, my account is hitting a new equity peak. Every time it goes down after hitting a peak is a drawdown, okay? So right now I am in minus 1.2% drawdown based on my account's size. I am like halfway of my worst drawdown right here, okay? 2.31. So tomorrow I will come back very aggressively, cutting my my position size. Instead of risking regular between $200 and $300, I would probably have to risk $150 or less. Or if I lose my first trade, I will cut that even in half, because I want to protect my account from any mental sleep that I could have. And I say that because this thing taken twice, it's a sign. It's a clear sign from me that I did not do the right thing, right? It's not only because I'm frustrated because I lost Friday. It's not very typical for me to lose 2 days in a row. So if you see here, all right, let's go back to the H1. If you see here on September, I did have 2 losing days here. Next day I came very, very, very tight, did not take any trade, right? So the majority of the days I do not have 2 red days in a row. So what's the technique for me? Cut size aggressively after you have a bad day or 2 days in a row. I need to regain confidence. So that's my strategy for tomorrow. Regarding the dollar, I want to check on the dollar because the dollar was a very important chart today. Here, this is the 30 minute, but let's go to the 5 minute. If you go to the 5 minute, this was me moving my stop to break even right here, 9.55. Dollar came back up. Now the London Open was here. This is the London Open. Let me show you. So I'm gonna mark up the London Open. Okay. So it bounced the rest of the day. After 11 in the morning, we went completely sideways, but sideways meant that the market was going up. So that's all for me in this video. See you all guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. If you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit that like button, and share with your friends so we can reach to more traders. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.